Hello, this is a video about why grand pianos are usually better than upright pianos. That's an upright action there. This is a grand piano action. Now on the grand piano action, you press the key down and the hammer's lifted towards the string and stops just before the string and can be repeated. This is called a repetition lever here, and this allows us to repeat. So it holds the hammer near the string. Let's look at the upright action. If you do the same thing, you press the key down and the hammer drops back that far, and we can't repeat unless we go down a lot further. In other words, you can't hold the hammer near the string. Now on some pianos, like some Bechsteins, have got an extra spring here which does help, but always you're throwing the hammer as well towards the string, so the control is less. If you look at this point here where it's pushing it up, it loses control at some point. So you can, certainly if you're an experienced player, you can make the most of it and get pretty good repetition. But on the grand piano, it's always going to be better repetition, because as long as it's well regulated and it holds it right near the string, ready for the next repeat. Also, because you've got more control, you can play more softly. It's just generally held, lifting it towards the string gives you better control generally. Now the grand piano is also generally better than upright pianos because it can be longer, or the strings can be longer rather. The action is longer, so that gives you better leverage as well. And if the piano is longer, then the soundboard is bigger. So even in the middle area you get a bigger tone, and in the bass you get a very rich sound. With this one, this is Steinway Model B, it has long bass strings. On this Bluthner Style 4, the bass strings are actually shorter than the tall upright bass strings. But it's a very well designed piano, so you've still got a very rich bass sound. Another reason why a grand is preferable is because you're going to be facing whoever you're playing with. So if you've got other musicians, instead of facing the wall, as you might do on this piano, you have to turn sideways if you're playing with somebody else. It's much more preferable being facing the people that you're playing with. And then you can have, eye contact's much nicer generally. Also, on the grand piano, you're looking out anyway. You could be looking out onto the view or looking out onto the rest of the room. So in summary, some of the reasons why the grand is preferable to an upright is that you've got better control on the action, got a longer key as well, so there's generally more leverage and more control. Like on this one, there's less control, there's a shorter key, so this kind of seesaw is shorter than it would be on the grand piano. And the control here, we can see that it escapes quicker. It's harder to control. If you've got a good technique, you can still control an upright pretty well. And on the grand, you've got great control. Thank you very much for listening.